Padit Pavan Paramadya Premadata Padmavati Kumar Sri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Prema Purushottama Sachinandan Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. Nitai Gaura Shitanatha Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaurabhakta Vrinda Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaurabhakta Vrinda Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaurabhakta Vrinda Sri Chaitanya Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaurabhakta Vrinda Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaurabhakta Vrinda Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaurabhakta Vrinda Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaurabhakta Vrinda Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaurabhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama don't be shy. If you feel like you want to dance, just jump up, run around. Just don't break any of the furniture. Otherwise, Jagadish Prabhu won't invite me back. Oh, you know that Srimati Radharani, she has two favorite ragas. One is Dhanashi Rag. Another is Malhar Rag. Yes. Those are Radhika's favorite ragas. So we should sing in a favorite raga of Srimati Radhika. Malhar Rag. बले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय, वरसनी वाली की जय, वृषभानु राजकुमारी जू की जय, जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Someone give oxygen to the Mridanga player. Thank you. Oh, Nashinga also was playing so beautifully.
Thank you.
Nama Srista Manam Vishuchiputram Atra Surupam Rupam Tasakacha Muripurim Amaturim Koshtuatim Radha Kunda Magirivaram Ahoradika Marvasam Prapto Yasya Pratita Kripaya Sri Guru Tammanatosmi Murave Gaura Chandraya Radhikaya Tadale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namah Ananda Leelamaya Vigrahaya Himabhadivyachavi Sundaraya Tasmai Mahapremarasapradaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Bhaktya Vihina Aparana Lakshay Silpasta Kamari Saram Kamade Vipamahitam Sharanam Prapanam Vrinde Numase Sharanara Vindam Vrinde Numase Sharanara Vindam Govinda Damo Dharamara Veti Govinda Damo Dharamara Veti Govinda Damo Dharamara Veti Govinda Damo Dharamara Veti. Everyone. Hey Krishna, hey Yanava, hey Saketi, Govinda Damo Dharamara Veti. Sham Sundar Shikanda Shikar Smarahas Murali Manora Radhikar Sakamama Kripanidhe So Priya Charna King Kurim Kurum Tavaivasmi Najivami Tayavana Iti Vikyayo Devi Tam Namam Charanantikam. First of all, I offer my Sastang Dandavat Puspanjali, my heart like flowers thousands of times at the lotus feet of my holy master, my supremely worshipable spiritual Gurudev, Asmadhiya Paramaradatam Guru Pada Pranima, Nitya Leela Pravishta Om Vishnupad Ashtotarasata Sri Rupanuga Acharya Varya, Srila Bhakti Vedant Narayan Goswami Maharaj. Secondly, I offer my pranam thousands of times at the lotus feet of my Param Gurudev, to Srila Prabhupada, and to all of our Sri Rupanuga Gaudiya Guru Parampara. And finally, I offer my pranam to all the assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, Vanchakalpatarubhas, Kripa Sandhuvayatam, Pudinam Pavani Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namo. Srila Narottam Das Thakur, he has sung Vedi Gai Jahara Charito. O Gurudev, Prema Bhakti Ja Hoite. That person from whom the pure love for Sri Krishna is emanating. If you study any pastimes of Sri Krishna from Shastra, from a book, you can read the words, but the feelings which are being expressed there, it will come in the association of Sri Guru. Just like if you are cold and you read about a warm fire, you will still be cold. We have to sit next to the fire. This is why the Vedas are called Shruti, that which you hear, and Upanishad. Upanishad. Upa means nearby, Nishad means sit down. Sit down nearby the spiritual master and listen. So just as a person sits next to a blazing fire can feel the heat, so in the same way, a person who sits down next to Sri Guru and listens with an open heart and a mood of complete surrender without any swarta, niskapat, without selfishness, without duplicity, and without swatantrata, mood of independence, then they can feel the heat of separation. The pure devotee feels separation from Radha and Krishna. And the Shishya, Sat Shishya, bona fide disciple, he can experience that heat of separation and become privy to a level of realization which is beyond his own current limitations. And which, it may take thousands of lives of sadhana to achieve. A person can achieve in a few minutes even by sadhu sangha. So sadhu sangha, sarva shasti koi, lava matra, sadhu sangha, sarva siddhi hoy. So prema bhakti ja hoite, avidya vinashayate. When this pure bhakti enters into the heart, it destroys avidya. Avidya is not a positive thing. Avidya is above, it's an absence. Just like Krishna Surya Samamaya Hai Andaka, Yahan Krishna Tahan Nahi Maya Adika. Krishna is like the sun and Maya is like darkness. When the sun is present, there cannot be darkness. So darkness is the absence of light. So avidya is the absence of Krishna consciousness. It is an above. It's an emptiness. So in our conditioned state, we are afflicted by avidya. When we look inside, what is there? Emptiness. An above, like a void. And this is why people naturally gravitate towards philosophies which are voidist and impersonal, nirvishesh and shunyavad. Because when they meditate, they find inside, when they give up the attachment to the external stimulation, they find inside nothing and think, now I'm enlightened. And so then that's confirmed when they meet some impersonalist path. So this darkness can only be dispelled. Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado, yasya prasadan nagati kutopi. By the mercy of Guru, one gets the mercy of Krishna. Teisham evanu kampatam aham agyana jamtama nashayamyatma bhava asto jnana deepena bhashvata. In the last verse of the Chatusloki Gita, 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna said, to show special mercy to my devotees, I, residing in the core of their heart, dispel the darkness of avidya by the light of the spiritual knowledge. That means bhakti, samvit and hridini, the knowledge potency and the joy potency. So prema bhakti jahoiti avidya vinashayate. Vedi gai jahara charito. And all the Vedas, they sing the glories of Sri Guru. So this is an indication, it's very important to know what has been described about the Guru Tattva in the Vedas, in the original Shruti, in the Upanishads. So for the 150th anniversary of Prabhupada Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, we have published the Gaudiya Darshan, very important lecture of Srila Prabhupada, but just now, actually, to offer to him on his direct birthday in Mayapur, this is a collection of the Katha, 34 upakyans, the stories from the Vedas, Puranas and other Shastras, especially from Katha Upanishad, Kena Upanishad, Chandogya Upanishad, as explained by Prabhupada Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur. So, from these upakyans, from these histories, one can, if one hears them from a realized soul, the samskar will come. What it means to be Satshishya, a bona fide disciple, and Sadguru, bona fide guru. So in the Katha Upanishad, there it's described, there was a king, and his name was Audalaki. Audalaki was performing a huge yajna called Vishvajit Yajna. And it was his ambition that by performing this sacrifice, then he could go to the heaven and enjoy in heaven. So part of the sacrifice is you have to give away everything. All your valuable possessions, everything you have to give away. And this king, Audalaki, had a son. His son's name was Nachiketa. He was young, he was intelligent, and especially, he was honest. Simplicity. This is the main qualification of a Vaishnava. Sarlata. Simplicity. So he was watching his father. His father was doing sankalpa 3 times and giving charity to different brahmanas who were coming there. So at one point, a brahmana came and he made his sankalpa and he gave away a group of cows to that brahman. But Nachiketa knew that this group of cows, they were barren. These cows, they could give no milk and they could have no calves also. So according to Shastra, this is not a dakshina. This is not a compensation for the performance of sacrifice. This is just this is an expense. Let me just palm it off onto someone. So it's not good. So Nachiketa saw that his father was giving as the dakshina. The barren cows. And he thought, oh, my father, by this he will not go to Swarga. He'll go to a planet of suffering, which is called Ananda. Not Ananda. Ananda, the place where there's no joy. So then he was thinking about this. And he went to his father. He said, oh, my dear father, to whom will you give me in dakshina? You're giving away everything. He was thinking, even useless things that you should not give away. So he came to his father and said, my dear father, to whom will you give me as a dakshin? His father was busy and he just ignored him. So the boy insisted, oh Papa, Pita Sri, my respected father, to whom will you give me? Again his father ignored him. Then the 3rd time, he asked. Then his father said, I'll give you to Yamaraj. Because his father exploded in anger. This is the nature. If you have material desires, then you must have anger. Kama esha, krodha esha, rajagun samudbhava, mahashano mahapapa, vidyanam mahavarinam. If you have kaham, if you have material attachments, then actually kam is like a fire that can never be extinguished. Abritam jnanametena jnanino nityavarina kam rupena konteya dushprena analena cha. Just like by putting ghee in the fire doesn't go out, but rather it increases. So in the same way, the more we try to fulfill our material desires, the more we have the sanskars of sense gratification that return again, and we have more and more material desires. It's only the desires are inflamed. And so calm, material desires, they can never be fulfilled. And because they're not fulfilled, then they curdle. Just like if you have milk and you just leave it sitting, what happens? It goes bad. So this calm, it will curdle and become krodh, anger. it will become anger. And then we'll start to become cranky and criticize people and rebuke people unnecessarily. And actually, these people, we tend to think, if we're not honest, if there's no sarlata, simplicity, think this person made me angry. Go away, you're making me angry. But anger is already there, and we just use that person as a justification to vent it. This is the honest truth. There's no excuse to be angry. My Gurudev, when he used to give initiation, he used to tell everyone this at the time of initiation. Anger is the root of all evil. Never become angry. And he would give some advice. If you're angry, sit down, drink a glass of water. Calm down. Chant Hare Krishna. Don't do anything, don't say anything until you become out from that grip of madness. So, the anger is there because this king Udalaki, he wanted to go to heaven. He had so many unfulfilled desires, and he became angry with his own dear son and told him, oh, you should go to Yamlok. That means the god of death. Yamaraj is the god of death. So then, the little boy, he was very simple. He thought, I wonder what objective of Yamaraj my father wants to accomplish by sending me there. He thought, I can go to Yamaraj, to the Yampuri, the abode of death. It's not a problem because all living beings, all human beings and all living beings are just like crops. The crops grow up in the field and then they wither away and they disappear. As much as we may want to think that we are important, but we are just like crops and we just grow up and then we become wrinkly and then we die. So he said, so what is the problem? If my father wants this and Yamaraj has some purpose for me, then I am not concerned. Let me go there. And so then Nachiketa, he went to the abode of Yamaraj, to Yampuri. So when he arrived there, actually Yamaraj, he was out. He was not in at that time. So he was just waiting outside. He waited for 1 day. He waited for 2 days. He waited for 3 days. Finally, after 3 days, Yamaraj, the god of death, and Mrs. Yamaraj, the goddess of death, they came back and they saw this young boy outside their house and they felt very bad. You know, we tend to think, oh, death is really scary, the Grim Reaper. But actually, Yamaraj, he's really nice. Because he's one of the 12 Mahajans. Yeah, he's one of the 12 great Vaishnavas in the universe. So Yamaraj and his wife, they were feeling quite embarrassed. And they said to that Nachiketa, oh, we have an uninvited guest has come to our home and we did not feed him. He was fasting for 3 nights even. This is our offense. Because in Vedic culture, if you have an uninvited guest, that's called Atiti Narayan. He is to be served like the Supreme Lord. So Jamyarj and his wife, they sat the little boy down on an asan and they did puja to him because he's Atiti Narayan. And then Yamaraj said, I regret that I could not offer you hospitality for 3 nights. So because of this, I want to make amends by offering you 3 benedictions, 3 boons. You can ask from me whatever you like. So then, Nachiketa, he said, first of all, I asked for this boon. My father is really upset with me. So just give me the boon that when I eventually go back and see him, that he'll recognize me, that he'll become pleased with me, and he'll shower me with his affection. Yamaraj said, Tatastu. So be it. Let it be. Now ask for your second boon. The boy said, the people who live in Swarg, in heaven, they're not afraid of you at all. They have joy there. They have no death. They have no old age. They are simply in bliss. So please, tell me, what is the sacrifice that one can perform to attain that plane? Yamaraj said, actually, the residents of Swarga, they are afraid of death. The situation that you are describing is actually the situation of Vishnu Lok, Vaikuntha. And the Jagya by which a person can go to Vaikuntha. Because you have asked this question, I'm going to name this Yagya after you. It will be called the Nachiketa Yagya from now on. And so the sacrifice which is performed to go to Vaikuntha, until today, it's still named after Nachiketa. So then Yamaraj said, again, ask for a boon. So then Nachiketa said, some people say that there's such a thing as Atma. And some people have a doubt. And other people say there's no such thing as Atma. What is this Atma Tattva? Can you tell me the Atma Tattva? The principle of Atma, soul. What does it mean? Yamaraj said, you know that even the demigods, they are confused about this Tattva. It's very rare, it's very difficult to understand. Look, my boy, I can give you kingdoms. I can give you vast wealth and riches. And he was embracing him and pointing in the sky and showing him a vision, and the boy was looking. He said, look, I can give you a lifespan of thousands and thousands of years. I can give you palace. And he was looking, he was seeing palaces. He was seeing horses and elephants and chariots. I can give you hundreds of beautiful wives from the heavenly planets, beautiful dancing maidens, decorated with beautiful ornaments, and expert in singing and dancing and playing musical instruments and having all fine female qualities. I can give you such unlimited pleasures that are very, very rare. Very rare for any human being to even know about, or to speak of experience in this world. You just choose from me whatever you want. Nachiketa said, I don't want any of these things. What is the use of a life of hundreds of thousands of years when in the space of eternity, what is it? It's the blink of an eye. Even if you live for thousands of years, still, in the space of eternity, everything is just less than the blink of an eye. I don't want, you can keep the chariots, you can keep the horses, you can keep the elephants. Wealth never made anyone become satisfied. Because all of these are neshwara. They are all perishable things. We are related to them for a moment, and then like a dream, they all vanish. I don't want any beautiful dancing maidens. I don't want any of these things. Please tell me that knowledge by which I can find the true satisfaction of the soul that lasts forever. Then Yamaraj, he smiled. He said, hey Nachiketa, you have rejected Sreya, you have rejected prayer, and you have accepted Sreya. There are two things. Prayer means that which gives us happiness now. That is called prayer. The mode of activity, the direction, the trajectory of our life, which is in pursuit of things that can give us happiness just now, or tomorrow, the next day, but temporary. This is called prayer. And Sreya means what is my ultimate auspiciousness, by which I can attain eternal joy which can never be lost. Yamaraj said, those who follow the path of prayer, they are mudha, they are murka, they are foolish, they are quite dull. And they are incapable of understanding Atma Tattva. Even if they try, they cannot understand Atma Tattva. It's not possible, because their mind is fixed in the trajectory of the prayer, temporary benefits. only those whose heart is fixed on Sreya. What is my ultimate benefit? And they're ready to sacrifice everything to attain that. That means to sacrifice every worldly thing which is actually worthless and temporary. To get an eternal benefit. So they're intelligent. If you swap something that's worthless for something that is priceless, it's a good business. But the common person is swapping what is priceless for something which is worthless. So Yamaraj said that I am very pleased with you. You know that Shravanaya pi bahubhi yona labhya shinvanto bi bhavidi yamna vidu astarya vakta kushalasya labdha astaryo vakyata kushalana shishtaha. This verse of Katha Upanishad. Yamaraj said, there are millions of people who never have the chance to hear Atma Tattva. What is Atma? The soul. And of those persons who have the opportunity to hear about the soul, out of many of them, mainly, they don't understand it even when they hear it. And why is that? Ashtaryo Vakta Kusalasya Labdha. Because a Vakta, a speaker of Atma Tattva, is extremely rare. A speaker of Atma Tattva is extremely rare. Why? Because a speaker of Atma Tattva, his Vakshakti, the power of his words, only works if he has realization himself. Understand? A person, Stavara Jangama Dekina Dekitaramurti, Savatahoini Ishtadeva Sporti, who is seeing his Ishtadev, Shama Sundar, everywhere, always, who is not living in the fog of the material existence. When that person speaks, their words are powerful and they can create this purity, the realization in the hearer. So, Astaryo Vakta, because the qualified speaker is very rare, then even if a person hears, because the speaker is not qualified, then they'll not get realization. They'll get the same realization as the speaker. Speaker is in Maya and he will put the other person. Also, the blind lead the blind. One blind man was sitting there and he heard someone, oh, who's coming, who's coming? And it was another blind man. Who's there, who's there? Then he heard a voice, oh, it's me, Padma Lochan, lotus eyes. Padma Lochan, oh, Padma Lochan. Yeah, come with me. Okay. What's your name? Oh, my name is Divya Chakshu. Celestial eyes. So then Padma Lochan was being followed by Divya Chakshu. Then, who's there? Who's there? Another blind man. Who are you? Like this. So then the blind leave the blind, but what happens? They don't go to their destination. They're in darkness. They cannot find the way to the supreme goal of life. So it is very rare for a person to understand the subject, because the speaker, to find a qualified speaker, is very rare. And Astaryo Gyata Kushalana Shishtaha, if by great fortune there is a qualified speaker of Atma Tattva, then among those who are hearing, one who understands is also very rare. Because though the Sadguru, the bona fide Guru, is very rare, the Sat Shishta is even more rare. Consider these things carefully. Why? Because the Sat Shishya has to be completely dedicated to the path of Sreya and not dedicated to the path of prayer. So Yamaraj, he said, Naisha Matir Apaneya. O O Nachiketa, you have developed the Sudradamati, very fixed intelligence to attain your goal of life. And you want to know Atma, that means Bhagavan, the Supreme Lord. Don't destroy your mati, your Sudradamati, by trying to understand by logic. Naisha tarkena matir apaneya. By logic. Why? Because logic, that is the conceptuality of the material intelligence. The material intelligence has limitation. It cannot take in the whole reality at once. It can only take parts. But the truth has no parts. It is Advaya Gyan Tattva. Advaya Gyan Tattva. Vadanti Tat Tattva Vidas Tattvam Yad Gyanam Advayam. Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagavan Iti Shabdate. So the intelligence, which is always acting and abstracting things, vikalpa, from the environment to understand them, can never know the truth, because the truth is advaya, it is akhanda, indivisible reality. And this is why the ordinary process of education fails. You cannot study the Param Tattva Sri Krishna, Swayam Bhagavan, by going to college and learning about it in parts. You know, modern education is called, in Sanskrit, is called Kram Vikasita Gyan. Kram Purvak Vikasita Gyan. It means the knowledge where you collect data, information in pieces, and you add another piece of information to that and another piece of information, and you keep doing that until you get to the end of your course. And then they make an exam to see if you collected all the bits of information. So that's called Kram Purvak Vikasita Gyan, the knowledge which gradually increases in a sequence of units. So because the absolute truth is Advaya Gyan, an indivisible, Akhanda, Yahi Anadi Ananta Akhanda Acheda Abeda Subeda Patawe. It's not divisible. It is without beginning and without end. So it can never be known by the mundane process of collecting knowledge. It can be imparted only through the Shabda Brahma, transcendental sound, from the heart of Guru to the heart of the disciple. So Yamaraj said, by trance you can understand these things. You can realize the truth. By trance, not by logic. So don't destroy your Sudradamati, your determination to know God, by mixing it with the logical, material, mundane intelligence. The material intelligence is an element of Maya. Maya is not going to help you get out of Maya. What are we thinking? Not going to happen, is it? So Yamaraj said, you have developed a firm determination. So it seems to me, O Nachiketa, that the door to the spiritual world will be open for you. Nachiketa said, Oh Gurudev, please don't praise me. Because Yamaraj had been testing him. Nachiketa, I tested you. I showed you all the temptations and all the allurements, but you remained firm. You're not attracted to those worldly things, worldly happiness. You have Sudradamati, fixed intelligence. So you are qualified to know these things. Nachiketa said, Oh Gurudev, please don't praise me. Just tell me, I want to know about that reality which is beyond dharma and adharma, beyond irreligion and beyond religion, which is beyond the duality of time, beyond the past, present and future. Tell me about that vastava vastu, that factual substance of reality. So then Yamaraj said to him, Nayam Atma Pravachanen Labhyo Na Medya Na Bahuna Srutina Yamevesi Vrinutu Tena Labhyas Tasyaisatma Vivrinute Tanum Swam. The Atma, here Atma means the Supreme Atma, the soul of all existence. Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Nayam Atma, this Atma, this Supreme Personality of Godhead, pravachanena labhya, he cannot be attained. Be attained means that you become face to face. Your spiritual face and his spiritual face, face to face. This is the meaning of attaining Atma here. To be face to face with Brajendra Nandan, Shama Sundar, Nanda Nandan, Sri Krishna, Gopikanta, Radharaman, Vrindavan, Bihari Lal. To be face to face with him. This is the Atma Labh, attaining Atma. But Nayam Atma Pravachanena Labhyo. A person cannot attain that direct sakshatkar, direct experience of Sri Krishna by giving a learned speech. Na me daya. It cannot be attained by very fine intellect, by any academic research. Bahunasrutena. It cannot be attained even by so much study of the Vedas, or even hearing the Vedas. Then to whom is this Atma available? Yameve se vrinute tena labhyas tasyais atma vivrinute tanamaswam. He is attained by that person whom he himself chooses. Only. Param Pujapad Srila Bhakti Rakshashri Maharaj used to say, see, Krishna is all rights reserved. He has all rights on everything. That means no one can know him unless he reveals himself to that person. Only when Krishna decides to reveal himself to someone, then he can be known. Otherwise, he's completely beyond all the methods of investigation that are possible. There's a saying in Hindi, that you become an ordinary woman, an ordinary simple woman from a village becomes a queen. How? Just by the glance of the king. Raja Chatai, Rani Bai. Raja Chatai, Rani Bai means Hare Krishna. Sisi Radha Govinda Ju ki jai. Any ordinary lady in a village anywhere, she cannot become a queen. But how can she become a queen? Only one day the king is passing in his chariot and he sees a crowd of people, and then one lady, she's very sweet and attractive, and he's attracted, and just by his glance, and then he goes, oh, you come here. Then Raja Chatai, Rani Bai. Only by the glance of the king, then you become a queen. So in the same way, though we may be completely insignificant and unqualified, worthless beings in this world, if we serve Sri Guru, and Sri Guru prays on our behalf, then Krishna will give his merciful glance, and a soul from this world becomes an associate of Krishna in the glorious, transcendental, eternal, loving pastimes. This is Guru Tattva. Understand? So, Sri Guru, he accomplishes this by giving the disciple mantra. You know, the theme of our visit to Austin. Someone told me this is called Austinapur. So, the theme of our visit to Austin this year is the glories of the holy name. So here in this Katha Upanishad, the glories of the holy name come. Sri Guru gives Krishna to the disciple in the form of the Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Yamaraj, he said to Nachiketa, listen carefully. That supreme absolute truth appears in the form of a Param Akshar, divine syllables. Om. This divine syllable, A, U, M, the three letters, making this divine symbol. This is actually Parabrahma himself. Jaya Nama Deya Muni Brinda Geya Janaranjanaya Paramakshara Krite. Oh Harinam Prabhu, you who give happiness to all of the great liberated sages, to give joy to all of your devotees, you have appeared as the Parama Akshara, transcendental syllables. And a person who will take shelter completely of the mantra, which is non-different from Sri Krishna himself, then they can realize Sri Krishna. Naam will glance and Raja Chitai Rani Bai. Then you become, don't want to become a queen of Krishna in Dwarka, but become the Dasi of the queen of Vrindavan. Vrindavaneshwari Srimati Radharani.
Yeah.
So, we say the name of Krishna, but this is like a conventional way of speaking. Just like a person may say, the body of a Brahmin. Have you ever seen the body of a Brahmin? Huh? Have you ever seen the body of a Brahmin? No, you haven't. Huh? Because it makes no sense. If there is a Brahmin, then there is a body and there is a soul inside. Right? So is the soul a Brahmin? No. So this is the body of that soul. The Brahmin is the body itself. So to say the body of a Brahmin, your intellect has made a vikalpa, made categories that don't exist. There's this thing called the body and this other thing called the Brahmin. But the Brahmin is the body. The soul is something else. You understand? Mm-hmm. So that's called vikalpa. So in the same way we say the name of Krishna. We're making a vikalpa. No, the name is Krishna. There's absolutely no difference at all. Nama Chintamani Krishnas Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Puna Shuddho Nityamukto Benatvam Nama Namino. So there's nothing to add to this name. We don't have to add our speculation to the name to make it more flavorful, because the name is Rasa Vigraha. The name is full of rasa. We don't have to add our speculation to make, oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. This name is not very flavorful. Let me add some speculation, some spice. No, the name is Rasa Vigraha. It's full of mellows. Purna Shuddho Nityamukto Benatvam Nama. The name is Purna. So a person who has not realized the Swarup of the name, he has the defect of Apurnata Dosh. He is incomplete because he has not realized the Purna, the complete truth. Purna Shuddho. The person who has not realized the Swarup of the name has the Ashuddhata Dosh. He's impure because he has not realized what is pure. Purna Shuddho Nitya. The holy name is eternal. The person who does not realize the Swarup of the name, he has the Anityata Dosh, the fault of being involved in temporary things, because the eternal reality is not within his experience. Purna Shuddho Nitya Mukto. The holy name is Mukta. It is always transcendental, it is always beyond this world, it is never touched by Maya at all. So a person who does not realize the Swarup of the name, he has the Srinkal Badata Dosh, the defect of being bound in the shackles of Maya. So Abhinatvam Nama Namino means that the name is non-different from Sri Krishna himself. That means there is Abhina Namatva, Krishna is non-different from his name. Abhina Rupatva, the name is non-different from his form. Abhina Gunatva, the name is non-different from his beautiful qualities. Abhina Parikaratva, the name is non-different from his associates, Nanda and Yashoda. Subal Sridham, Arjun, Labanga, Stoka, Krishna, Madhumangal, and all the cowherd boys, Lalita, Vishaka, Chitya, Tampakalata, and all the gopis. So Abhina Parikaratva, Abhina Sevatva, our service is in the name. Abhina Lilatva, all Lila is in the name. Sankirtana Hoiti Papa Sangsara Mochan, Chitta Shuddhi Sarva Bhakti Sadhana Udgam. Mahaprabhu said that when one takes shelter of Harinam Sankirtan, then Pap, his sins are destroyed. Sangsara Mochan, he becomes liberated from the Dehatma Buddhi, identification with the body and mind. and chitta suddhi in his pure chitta, then sarva bhakti sadhana udgam. All types of bhakti sadhana awaken there. The sadhana that is done with kartritra abhinam, I am the doer, I am the doer. This is not sadhana. This is still in the prakrit stage. Sa bhakta prakrita smritaha. That is prakrita, but he is still on the prakrit level. He has not entered into actual sadhana yet. Because sadhana is part of uttam bhakti. Anya abhilashta shunyam jnana kama tinavata. It has three parts: sadhana bhakti, bhava bhakti, and prema bhakti. So sadhana is not what you do to get uttam bhakti. Sadhana is already a part of uttam bhakti. So uttam bhakti hasn't started. Sadhana has not started until anya abhilashta shunyam. What is happening before that is only the development of faith. From adosraddha to nishta is soft faith becoming firm faith. And then, in the pure heart, the real sadhana awakens. In that pure sadhana, there's no kartrita abhiman. I am the doer. Dampati sampati sanchihiyai sukasavo pavapasari. There's one Brijbasi poem. It says, when the treasure of the divine couple, Radha Krishna, appears in my heart, at that time, I will very happily sleep and stretch out my legs and relax. But we see that the pure Vaishnavas who are doing bhajan, they never relax. They're always chanting all the time, serving all the time, preaching all the time. So what does it mean? Ashoka abhaya omrita adara tomara charna dvaya tahate ekon vishrama labhiya chadiyanu babera boy. Oh Krishna, your lotus feet, they are the repository of Ashok. No lamentation is there. Ashok abhay, there's no fear there. Amrita, there's only immortal nectar there. And since I surrendered to your lotus feet, vishrama labhi, I attained rest. I am happily sleeping with my legs stretched out. It means that even though we see that the devotee is doing seva all the time, chanting all the time, very engaged in his intense practices, but he has no kartrita abhiman, no ego, because the sadhana is awakening in his heart. It is awakening naturally and spontaneously in the heart, just pure nectar. Like Mahaprabhu. It is said about Mahaprabhu, snana darshana bhojan deya swabhavoy. Kumer Chakadyena Satatapirai. Mahaprabhu's life was going on. He would wake up, take bath in the ocean, go for darshan on a Mahaprasadam. Just like a potter. A potter takes his stone wheel and goes and he gets it spinning. Then once it's spinning, his two hands are free and he can make his artistic creation on the potter's wheel. So it said that Mahaprabhu's life in Puri was going on like a potter's wheel. And internally, he was just absorbed in Krishna's pastimes. So that is the state of rest. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur was speaking, I've attained Vishnu, I've attained rest. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur would sleep for about 2 hours. He'd wake up at 1 o'clock in the morning, chant 64 rounds. Then he wrote over 100 books. Then he would take a few japatis and go to work. He usually had 2 jobs. One as a magistrate in the British government, in the court, and also as a manager of the Jagannath temple. Other responsibilities. And then in the evening he would come back and then with his son Bimal Prasad, our Prabhupada Bhakti Sansut Thakur, carrying Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu under his arm, he would follow his father and go out preaching every night to make the Namahata programs. So why is Bhaktivinoda Thakur saying Vishrama Labhiya? Because he's ahankar rahit, free from ahankar. I am not the doer. And experiencing the nectar of the holy name. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he has written a song. Namasudharasa gayo Krishna yasha rako bachana manamora. I'm happy that everyone knows it. Good. So we sing this song every morning. So I think today, to complete our visit to Austin, I just want to speak about this beautiful song of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. That's valuable for all of us because we sing this every morning in Mangalarti to the deities. And whenever we engage in sadhana, it should never be in a mechanical way. It should always be with the intention that we come and we sing. We sing the names of Sri Krishna to please Srimati Radharani. Krishna will automatically be pleased if Radhika is pleased. If a person is only singing some names, but they have no sense of Sambandha Gyan, what is my relationship with Krishna? Then they may chant Nam Abhas. This may destroy their sins, but it will not be Shuddha Nam, the pure name which gives prem. So this is why Sri Guru is necessary. Sri Guru, through the medium of Diksha and the process, nourishing the process of Diksha through speaking Harikatha, nourishes us again and again that our Sambandha Gyan, our feeling, divine sentiment of a particular Sambandha, relationship with Sri Krishna will awaken in the heart. So especially in our Rupanuga tradition, the main relationship is not directly to Krishna, it's to Radhika. So my Gurudev, he used to say, when you put on your tilak every morning, you have to say the mantras, Om Keshavaya Nama, Om Narayana Nama, Om Madhavaya Nama, Om Govindaya Nama. But Gurudev said, those who in Raganuga Bhakti, they say the name of Krishna, but remember Srimati Radhika. Right? What is because all the names of Krishna are connected to his pastimes. Or rather, we can say they're not different from his pastimes. If someone experiences the name, then they'll see, that this name it shows a beautiful pastime and the relationship with Srimati Radhika. So, Om Keshavaya Nama, Keshan Vayate iti Keshava. Who is Keshava? That person who decorates the hair of Srimati Radhika. Kesh means hair. So, Gurudev said, if you remember Keshava, then you remember how Krishna is very humbly, in a very humble mood, thinking that I'm so fortunate to be able to decorate the hair of Radhika with flowers. This is the chanting Nam, but with Sambandha Gyan. So in the song of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, when we sing, we should have a purpose to become fulfilled in our relationship with Radha and Krishna. So though this song is all filled with the names of Sri Krishna, but we should think how this Krishna is related to our Ishtadevi. Madishana tatve braja vipina chandram bhajaname swarimtam na tatve tatatka sakitve tulalitam vishakan shikshali vitarana gurtve priyasaro grindro tatpakshala litara titatve smarmana. Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, he said, Madisha, my Isha, my Swamini, my life and soul is Radhika. And who is Krishna? Krishna is her beloved. Pyari ki pyari vastu dugani pyari. In Brij Bhasha, pyari ki pyari vastu dugani pyari. It means that thing which is very much loved by the person you love twice as much. It's a kind of mathematics of love. That if you love someone, but that person loves something else, then you love that thing double. Because it's dear and gives happiness to that person. Like Mother Yashoda, she's feeding Krishna her breast milk, but when she sees the milk on the fire is boiling, she can put down Krishna to go to serve the milk. Why? Because from the milk, she'll make the paneer and rabri and very yogurt and delicious things which are dear to Krishna. So if you try to love Krishna directly, then it will not be so successful. So if one will love Radhika, then Krishna will become double beloved. And Madishana tatve brajapipina chandram bhajamane swarim tamna tatve tatalutula sakitve tulalitam. And who is dear to Krishna? Srimati Radhika. Now Radhika becomes 4 times beloved. Vishakan Shikshali Vitarna. And who is the very close friend of the Radhika? Lalita Sakhi, Lalita, Atula, Sakitve, Tulalitam. She's the incomparable friend. So now Lalita Sakhi becomes 8 times beloved. Vishaka and Shikshali, and Vishaka is the Shiksha Guru of all the maidservants of Radhika. So this is called Tadiya Sarvasva. Tadiya Sarvasva. It is the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took two things from each of the four sampradayas. So this is what one of the things that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took from the Vishnu Swami Sampradaya, Tadiya Sarvasva. That what is the Sarvasva? What is Tadiya? What is very dear to my beloved, that is my life and soul. Yugala vilase anukul jahani lila vilasa udipakamani. ए सब छोड़त कहीं नहीं जाओ, ए सब छोड़त पर ना हराओ. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, the bank of the Radha Kund, the waves of the Jamuna, Bangsi Bhat, dear Samir, the trees and creepers of Vrindavan, these are all favorable in serving the Leela Vilas, the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. So I cannot give them up. To give these things up would be to give up my life. This is called Tadiya Sarvasva. That which is dear to Radha Krishna and serving Radha Krishna, this is my sarvas, this is my everything. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he has composed this beautiful song. Vibhavari Shesha Aloka Provesha Nidachadi Utto Jiva Bolo Hari Hari Mukunda Murari Rama Krishna Hayagriva Singhavamana Sri Madhusudana Brajendra Nandana Shama Putana Gatana Kaitabasatana Jaya Dasarati Rama. Vibhavari Shesha means the Shesh, it's the end of night. Aloka Provesha, and some light of the early dawn is just entering into the atmosphere. This has a double meaning. One meaning is that after wandering for thousands of lifetimes in this material world, in complete darkness, now we came into the association of Sri Guru and Gauranga, and we're engaged in chanting the holy names. And therefore, by the power of the holy name, our soul is beginning to wake up. Some spiritual light is coming. In other words, the dark night of our sojourn through millions of lives in this material world is coming to an end, and the dawn of our entering into the spiritual world is now just arriving. So this is a metaphysical understanding of the song from the perspective of those who are following Vaidhi Bhakti. And for those who are in the Raga Marg, Vibhava Vishesha Aloka Provesha, it is the end of night. That is called Nishanta Lila. Nishanta Lila, the end of night pastimes. Radha and Krishna they have become tired from singing and dancing and playing the whole night, and they are resting on a beautiful bed of flowers in the embrace of each other and resting. And now the end of night is coming. Vibhava Vishesha Aloka Provesha. Light was just starting, the sky is starting to get light a little. Nidra Chadi Uta Jiva. Oh, Jiva, my life and soul, give up your sleep. At that time in the early morning, the Manjaris, they're awake almost the whole night, but just towards the end of the night, they lie down in the courtyard just outside the Kunj, and then suddenly, Maidseven wakes up and looks around because she's afraid, oh, did I oversleep? Did I miss my service? And then she looks around, sees, oh, others are still resting, Radha Krishna are still sleeping. Relief. I thought for a moment I was very anxious, but now I see there's still time. So then that devotee is remembering his spiritual form, will get up and go and wake up Gurudev. Understand? That means wake up another Sakhi, other Manjaris who are there, and then go to see Uto. Nidra chadi uto. Oh, my life and soul, wake up. And they'll go and they'll look inside. Oh, it is beautiful Kunja Bhavan, this pavilion of flowers in the forest of Vrindavan on the bank of Jamuna. Sisi Radha Shama Sundar resting there. Bolo Hari Hari Mukunda Murari Rama Krishna Hayagriva. And the Sakis of Radha and Krishna, they begin to sing very beautifully. Radha and Krishna, they should wake up to the sound of the birds and the Sumadura Dwani Kori Jata Saki Gan, the singing of the Sakis also. So they're singing Hari Hari. Hari, what does Hari mean? So beautiful. For the general person, Hari means who steals. Harati, he steals. Krishna will steal away your sins, your ignorance, your endless suffering in the chain of birth and death. So he is Hari. But in Vrindavan Leela, those who in the early morning, they're singing Mangalachika and they're completely absorbed. They forget this world completely. And they're completely absorbed in Krishna. Then Hari, Hari. How much ras is there? Nama Sudha Rasa Gayo Krishna Yasha. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, sing these names of Krishna, they are full of rasa. His name is Hari because Radhika was in her home with Jyotila and Kotila and others. But when Sri Krishna in the middle of the night played his flute, then he stole Radhika from the in-laws' house. He's Hari because he takes Radhika from the watchful eye of Jyotila and Kotila and Abhimanyu. He's Hari because even though Radhika was afraid of her Gurujan, afraid of her seniors, but he stole away that fear. Because when the sound of Krishna's flute goes in the heart, then it lights the fire of Anurag.